Hello everyone. Today we're diving into an essential topic for your CFA Level 1 exam. Parametric and non-parametric tests of independence. Don't worry, we'll keep it straightforward and engaging, just like we're chatting in a classroom. All right, let's start with the basics. When we're talking about correlation coefficient significance tests, we're basically trying to figure out if the relationship between two random variables is just a fluke, or if it's the real deal. We have both parametric and non-parametric methods to get to the bottom of this. If we find out that the relationship isn't just due to chance, we can use this information for modeling or even forecasting with regression models or machine learning. Sounds cool, right? Let's break it down further. First up, we have the Pearson correlation coefficient. This fancy term is just a way to measure how strong and in which direction the linear relationship between two continuous variables is. Picture it like this. It ranges from -1 to +1. A plus 1 means a perfect positive correlation, -1 means a perfect negative correlation, and 0 means no linear correlation at all. Imagine two variables, x and y. The sample correlation, denoted as R, is calculated using this formula. Here, SXY is the sample covariance between x and y, and SX and SY are the standard deviations of x and y, respectively. Now, if our variables are normally distributed, we use this sample correlation to test if our null hypothesis should be rejected. We use the following formula for our test, where n is the number of observations. The degrees of freedom in this case would be n minus 2. Now, let's switch gears to tests of independence, which help us figure out if there is a relationship between two categorical variables. This is a non-parametric test that compares actual frequencies to what we'd expect if the variables were independent. We organize the data in a contingency table or two-way table, which shows the frequency counts of each combination of categories for the two variables. The most common test statistic for this is the chi-square statistic. Here's how we calculate it. Where OIJ is the observed frequency and EIJ is the expected frequency for each cell in the table. This is the formula for expected frequency. The degrees of freedom for this test is R minus 1 multiplied by C minus 1, where R is the number of rows and C is the number of columns. After calculating the chi-square statistic, we compare it to the critical value from the chi-square distribution table based on our desired level of significance. If our test statistic is greater than the critical value, we reject the null hypothesis, indicating evidence of a relationship between the variables. If not, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. All right, that's the gist of it. These tests are crucial for understanding relationships between variables, which is a big part of financial analysis. To wrap it up, make sure you practice with examples from the CFA Institute's curriculum. Also, dive into end-of-chapter questions and the FinQuiz question bank to really nail these concepts. Remember, mastering these tests not only helps you in the exam, but also boosts your analytical skills in the real world. So keep practicing and stay curious. That's it for today. If you have any questions or need further clarification, feel free to ask. Happy studying, and I'll see you in the next session.